2025. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's new episode down below. Look, I said let's do a quick summary, but I didn't get too many notes, so I'm assuming the summary is gonna be it. I'm assuming the summary is gonna be it. But yeah, on today's new episode of About Beautiful, if you didn't watch it, by the end of the episode, Ridge finally told Taylor that he can't set a wedding date, he can't marry her. And I said, about doggone time, because you playing in her face. You entertain the fact that you entertaining the idea of getting married without telling her everything else that happened over there. And I still don't know where they was at, y'all. I still don't know where they was at. I forgot. Was they in Italy? I don't know if they was in. Look, I forgot where they was at, y'all. I haven't checked my comment section, so I don't know if y'all answered or not. But yeah, I was like, about doggone time. But yo, Ridge did. He told Taylor that he can't marry her. I said, you know what? They've been steady hinting at Thomas being the crazy one or going crazy again. But what if it's Taylor? What if it's Taylor? And like I was saying, I did a YouTube. No, it's not a YouTube short, a TikTok short or whatever. Where I was saying, what if it's Taylor or whatever? Because people, hold on, let me pause this. I was saying, you know how people be like, no, she would never do that. Because they shocked. It's certain stuff that happen on soap operas that people be like, oh, you know, I'm shocked that they did this or whatever. But if you've been watching soap operas for a long time, you know they do crazy stuff. Stuff that don't be making sense. I always bring up the fact on General Hospital, they talking about somebody came back to life because they put them on ice and stuff. So anything is possible at this point. One day they 5, next day they 15. That's just how it works in the soap opera world. But yeah, before y'all say, she would never go crazy. She's a therapist herself. Didn't she shoot Bill when she thought that Bill took advantage of her daughter? So what if she in the heat of the moment or whatever, she just takes her and said, hit him over the head. I said, they've been studied dropping hints that Thomas the crazy one. I would expect her to go crazy. You've been playing her this entire time. You knew doggone well the reason why you ran to her is because Rook had betrayed you, or you thought she betrayed you, because she tried to tell you you was too hot in the doggone pants to listen. You just wanted to go over there where that lady was at. That's all it was. Thomas doggone. What they said, I forgot. What was that lady name? With the, I don't know if it was chakras or whatever she had. Thomas doggone. She could sit on this man's lap and her broken heart healed. What the world going on? But yeah, back to the summary. I got to start all the way over there. I got distracted. I said, Reese did it. He told Taylor he can't marry her. I said, you know what? They've been hinting at Thomas being the crazy one or going crazy again. But what if it's actually Taylor? I can see her trying to knock some sense into him. He said, you know what? It didn't work 5 times with me trying with Brooke. Let's go for 10. But I said, matter of fact, ain't it been like 10, 20, 30 times they've been trying? I said, it's time to give up now. If it ain't worked the first 2 times, it's definitely not going to work the first 10. Excuse me. It's definitely not going to work the 10th time. Golly now. We sick of seeing this now. Choose one and stick to it. Can't come up with nothing else. But yeah, I was like, dog, here we go again, y'all. But hopefully they put a twist to it. Because she's supposed to be telling Ridge on next week's episode how she's not going to let him do this. And that's why I said, cue the vase. Find the vase and hit him over the head. Hit him over the doggone head. But yeah, I saw some people saying, even before this whole engagement and stuff happened, they were saying how they think that this entire time Taylor has been testing Ridge or whatever. And I said, well, you know what? He don't fail. He don't fail every last time. I said, the fact that she ever had to propose is enough within itself to prove that he has failed. To prove. And then the fact this whole episode, even yesterday's episode, if I'm not mistaken, she was talking about setting the date and stuff like that. He always tilting his head. Look, he tried not to tilt his head. They must told him about what we be saying, how he tilt his head or something. He don't do it as much as he used to do it. I said somebody had to say something. He still be tilting his head, but not as much as he used to do it. I don't know if nobody else noticed that or not. But yeah, what else? Let's see. We already talked about it. Since people saying that Taylor may have been testing him this entire time. And I said, well, he failed several times already. Brooke and Katie was just talking about Ridge and Taylor getting married and whether or not he's going to end the engagement. Brooke's still talking about how she has faith in him and stuff. After all this, you still got faith in him? I said the plot twist would be he'll end things with Taylor and then try to go to Brooke, and Brooke be like, you think I'm coming back to you? I'm not coming back to you. And then she end things, but she too hot in the pants for him to. She ain't gonna do nothing. I'd be shocked if I was shocked the first time she did it. The first and only time she did it, as far as I know. Now, I don't know if she walked before. I don't know if she walked away from him before or not. But yeah, I was like, look, I was shocked then that both of them turned him away. But yeah, I was like, it'd be a good plot twist if she said, you know, you thought I was actually gonna come back to you after what you did. I told you I ain't take the CEO position to betray you. I tried to help you. I tried to help you out. But yeah, she ain't gonna do that. What else? Let me see. While Brooke and Katie was talking about Reese Taylor, Thomas came in and ends up saying how basically he happy, his parents getting married and stuff like that. Told Brooke, it's about time you let go. it's about time you let go or whatever. Then the thing that got me was his conversation with Eric. He over here trying to. I said, I know he know that Eric don't want these two together. That's why he was saying what he was saying. He kept talking about them being together and their family being reunited, and there's just one thing, one person I should have said is standing in the way, and that's Brooke or whatever. And I know how you feel about her, but I could really use your support on this. I want you to support me, supporting them and stuff like that. And Eric, he be saying how he feel without saying how he feel. He be playing both sides at the same time. But he has always said he wanted Brooke and Ridge together. So he was like, what did he say? He made some comment. I said, he think he's slick. I said, Eric think he's slick, trying to sit up here and stay on everybody's good side or whatever. No, he be behind the scenes telling this man to choose Brooke. I said, nobody. And then when they showed Ridge with Taylor, I think we got to backtrack to them. We do got to backtrack to them. I don't even think when they showed them hugging and stuff, he was thinking about what Eric said about he has to make a choice. He knows that he wants Brooke or whatever. Yeah, we're gonna backtrack to that. But yeah, he wanted Eric's support to support his parents' marriage and stuff. I said, you need to back up. And let me speak on next week's preview too. Let me see if I can remember it. Let's see. Ridge and Taylor's still gonna be talking. And that's when Taylor gonna say she can't let him do this or whatever. And she was like, what are you trying to say? I said, he's trying to say it's over. He's trying to say he wasted your time, or you wasted your time, or y'all both wasted each other's time, or I don't know, y'all. I don't know at this point. And Brooke and Thomas gonna be talking. Look like they're gonna be in another room. And he gonna be saying his family was almost together if it wasn't for her. I said, he finna do something stupid. He finna do something crazy. I said, they done brought him back to do something crazy again. Might as well just go on, don't lock him up or send him to the crazy place. Y'all should have been did that anyway. Just brought him back for nothing. And matter of fact, I'm waiting on hope to see him, because you done took the girl's son. You done did all that to take the girl's son or whatever. And where is he? Where he at? You done took her son, and before somebody be like, "This not her biological son," I don't give a crap. I don't care. There was a time where she was more focused on Douglas than she was her own daughter. Well, I take the back. I just said there was a time where she was focused more on Douglas than Beth. And a lot of people were saying that during that whole little storyline or whatever. You done took the girl's son, ran around, ran across the doggone country. Now where he at? You came back to do some crazy stuff. I said, Brooke, you better watch your back, girl. You better watch your back. Matter of fact, the mommy and the son about to do something to Brooke. Brooke for the get it. Hold on. I said, yeah, I was like, no, too. I was waiting. I was looking for somebody to say something about that. You don't sit up here, because I know a lot of people, how people view that. If you adopted somebody, a lot of people feel like, oh, that's not, if that ain't your biological child and all this other extra stuff. But I don't agree with that. Hold on. What else did they show? Oh, Luna, Will gonna be talking to Liam. Liam's gonna help him find the address. Because she's supposed to send him a photo of the doggone mask. She's supposed to send him a photo of the mask. So Liam's supposed to help him track down the place. He's supposed to track it down and walk in there looking for her, and she looking all scared and stuff. I'm assuming that's when she gonna get caught, and she gonna say it was her, and then she gonna say she's pregnant. She's gonna say she's pregnant or whatever, and then it begins. Now, is she gonna actually be pregnant? I don't know, because the last time we seen her, she took a test and it was negative. She made a comment about faking the pregnancy or whatever, but yeah. Now we get over here to Taylor and Ridge, and I think that's it. I think that's gonna be the last thing, because look, she just, I said, when she was just so happy and talking to him and hugging him, I said, I feel bad for her. He just playing in her face, entertaining the idea of getting married. This fool gonna say some, we can get married tomorrow. I said, girl, please. Nah, it was something she said. Let me see. Let me start from the beginning. Taylor ready to get married. She keeps mentioning setting a date and stuff like that, but he talking over it. He like changes the subject or whatever. And I said, he playing in her face, y'all. That's what he been doing. I said, I don't like when people get away with stuff like that, but at the same time, there's not much you could do about it. But yeah, Taylor talks about Thomas and Paris' engagement. I said, you worried about the wrong thing, sweetheart. You talking about their engagement and how it needs to end and secrets and yada, yada, yada. But your fiance over here ain't told you yet that he was all hugged up on Brooke and stuff, and how he said he was going to make it right. And how he ain't going to take her for granted no more. He ain't said that, has he? No. But yeah, what else? Let's see. They ended up talking about Phoebe. Well, Taylor mentioned Phoebe and stuff like that and the kids. And I think she was kind of trying to remind him that they got 3 kids, or they had 3 kids, and now they got 2 and stuff. Mentioning the grandkids and stuff. I was like, she pulling out all the stuff. I said, Taylor, calm down, girl. I said, girl, switch the subject. I said, wake up. And she finally realized he was acting weird stuff. He did something. And I was like, yeah, she finna put 2 and 2 together now. So then, let's see, let me find it. Taylor said because of Ridge. Yeah, this the part that got me. This whole episode was like, Taylor said because of Ridge, her heart has healed. I said, well, it's gonna be broken again, girl. You think you was over here having what they call it, broken heart syndrome? I said, look, cue the broken heart syndrome. Bring that lady back, whatever her name was, whatever that lady name was. Bring her back. Light some more candles. It ain't work. It did not work. How you supposed to help heal the heart when he the one who broke it in the first place? And a lot of people saying she broken hearted because her child died and stuff like that, and obviously so. But at the same time, we know it's because of him sitting on his doggone lap. Man, then broke on the outside. I said I had to come in there and knock everything over. That's why I said, look, maybe it ain't gonna be Thomas that's gonna be crazy. Maybe it's gonna be Taylor. Maybe she's gonna be in the heat of the moment. You mean to tell me you don't let me sit up here and propose to you and all this, and you going back to the same woman that she keep doing stupid stuff? She keep cheating or lying or doing something? Hit him over the head. That'll solve everything. Now she going to jail. She gonna go to jail. But yeah, what else? Let me see. I don't even know if I wrote it down or not. Taylor was saying how she don't even care about proving anything to anybody because she knows she confident in what they have or whatever. So she talking about let's get married tomorrow. I guess he said, she tripping now. She was already tripping when she said she wanted to set a date and get married immediately. Now she talking about tomorrow. He's like, look, I can't set a date. I cannot set a date. I can't marry you or whatever. And she's supposed to be saying on next week's episode, what did she say? I already said it, but I forgot already, y'all. What did she say? She can't let him do this. She's like, I can't let you do this. I said, poor baby in denial. I said, see, that'll drive anybody crazy. Somebody playing like that. The people be like, no. Y'all seen what's it called? That movie, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Yep, that's it. That's all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces.